Hi guys, Roxanne here from Tiny Home Living. I am just going to check on the greenhouse before we get started with the day. I'm trying a bunch of different things here. I'm trying to get my roots on my garlic started. We have a cucumber. Oh, look at this. Another one up here. I don't know what to do with the vines this time, whether to get them to come back down so the weight of the cucumbers isn't pulling like the cantaloupes are. The cantaloupes have just stopped growing. I don't know why. They were growing so fast every day. The leaves were looking really peaked. Of course, I don't know where to trim now because I have no idea where it starts or where it ends or anything else. So yeah, not too sure about that. I think I might bring those vines back down to the bottom and even let them run on the floor if I have to. But, oh, I forgot. I noticed yesterday I have a couple of leeks coming up. So that's exciting. I was out here at night. Oh, and chives. Tiny, tiny little chives. I want chives and leeks for the winter, so I am out here sorting all these bins of clothes and trying to get rid of some stuff and trying to consolidate, and I was looking for a bin to put my sewing projects in so that the mice don't poop all over them. Chris got another one. Oh, there's a dead body over there. Chris got another one tonight, or last night. Strawberries that I brought in are looking really good. Lots of berries on there now. They were completely overcome with thistles out there. And, oh look, I even brought a thistle in with me. Have to pull that out with some gloves on. But yeah, lots of blossoms since I brought them inside. And I think I'm going to have to harvest some thyme and some sage. But yeah, trying to get the sewing stuff organized and in a bin so that it doesn't get pooped all over. The mice have been pooping on, the mice have been pooping on my stuff. I'm sorting my buttons into colors. But what I was going to mention today, well, other than my lone cucumber, well, now it's not so lone, we are going to start painting today. We've been waiting for the weather. I mean, no way us old people are doing that in 30 or 35 degree weather. So we've been waiting for it to cool off. And today, I forget, it was 15 just a little while ago Celsius, so that's not very hot. So a nice day for doing outdoor work because, you know, we just can't do it in the heat. So we've been waiting for the weather to cool off. Chris is sort of finishing up the shed and trying to get a light in there, the wood shed. So I'll show you what he's done there. It's looking pretty awesome. He's had lots of time playing with his new toy, the aluminum brake that I showed you that's out in the barn. There's just so much going on right now. The pickling cucumbers are ready. The corn is probably past due. So I don't know. My basil looked like it had died since I moved it down here to the east end of the greenhouse, but the one purple basil is picking up and these ones are picking up too. I never know whether I've watered too much or too little, but anyway, these bins are all in the way now. I was going to show you my lime. Yes, it's an actual lime. There's a few of them on here. There's another one. Another one over there on that branch. So pretty exciting. Whole new branch coming over there. So again, I'm trying not to water these too much because when I water them too much, the leaves all fall off. So anyway, going to try and get on with some other stuff. We are going to have to constantly be on the mouse problem here. Oh, there we go. Out here, you know, it's a greenhouse. I actually thought maybe we should get a cat and just it could live out here, but Chris doesn't like cats and doesn't want to get a cat. So anyway, it is time to paint. I can't stand how everything just looks so horrible, unpainted and untidy and just way too hillbilly for me. Gotta make it pretty. Look at the snoops. Anything you do, they have to snoop into what you're doing. What's this? What's this? What's that? Are those brown feathers in your tail hen feathers or rooster feathers? Stay still, so. Well, that didn't take very long. This is over whippersnipping around the edge of the greenhouse, the bottom edge, so we can get at that with the primer. Oh, somebody's squawking up a storm here. Never know whether it's an egg layer or a predator. But this looks awesome. That didn't take very long. The gray primer, of course, is used when you're using bright colors like red paint. And I will get the lid on this, and we'll use the white primer for the other stuff. Well, that is the gray primer used up. We decided to go ahead and use it because the pails dry out. It's a huge pail, it's in the way. And we all had a coat of the, or a pail of the red barn paint go bad on us. It went hard when we went to paint the barn. So we just decided to use it up. We'll use the white primer from here on. We've got a gallon of it. This gets rid of another huge pail from the 20-footer, and we'll probably use the white one up as well between getting this done. This wood is so dry and it's so rough that I'm really having to press it in and go over it a few times. So anyway, we'll get on with using the white primer. Chris is just stirring it because it's sat for so long now too. And we will probably need to prime the trim anyway before we paint it. Unless Chris is putting flashing on that fascia, I'm not sure. Well, I was counting on it being cool today. I'm hiding behind this big willow bush so the camera doesn't overheat too, but I'm at the halfway mark. I had to switch to the white primer. So it's going a little bit easier now because the plywood isn't touching the ground at this end. So that makes it a tiny bit easier, but this wood is just so dry and so rough, it's just soaking up the paint. I'm not even sure if the gallon will be enough to get this done, but it'll get the majority of it done. So we'll get some more when we go to town next if we have to. Well, I thought it would take me the rest of my life to get that long wall done. It seems a lot longer. The sun's starting to set now, so I'm on the home stretch and it's getting a little cooler. So let's get this back wall done. Well, there's way less paint left than I thought there was, so I might get the plywood done, but I don't think I'm going to get the door done. There's really not much left in there. So we got most of it done, and we'll be able to paint the chicken coop the red, and we'll be able to get a majority of this done in the green before we head to town again. This is the green color that I chose for the outside of the greenhouse. What does it call that? They said it was barn paint, and then they said you couldn't tint it. It was pure white, so that doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm using it anyway. They said it might not stick because of the amount of tint needed. Well, I mean, most barns are red. Am I correct? We are not going with red this time. We are going with green on this and the other shed. I might even get paint that will go on the metal and paint the doors on the front of the sea cans green to match the greenhouse. So while I've been doing other things, Chris has been working on the shed, and look at this. Did the edge of the roof. He did a piece at the back to keep the water from dripping down the sea can, and then going in behind there. And look at this fancy schmancy door. Capped the entrance to the door, and then made a door out of another piece of the steel roofing. I'm already thinking this shed is too small, but I don't want to say anything. Now he does have one little concern. If the wind slams this when you're inside, how do you get out? So yeah, I want to get this shed primed. I'm going to do it in green as well. And of course the chicken coop will get done in the red that matches the barn. But I'm going to do this in the green since I got a 5-gallon pail of it. We'll see how it goes, whether it lasts. If not, I guess I'll have to paint it in a year or two. We had Barney, Fred, and Desi and 4 of the new Americana roosters segregated in the turkey run down there, but Barney keeps escaping. The girls caught them for us the other day when they were here helping us butcher the turkeys, but it's pretty hard to keep Barney from escaping, so I don't know, he may have earned his way out of segregation. We've still got the new little hen in here. She keeps going away every time I come near her. She's a really sweet little hen, but I just want to make sure she knows where she's supposed to be before I let her loose again. She did go out into the field and go into one of the willow bushes for about half the day after we brought her home, and I was extremely upset that she was gone. So I just want this little sweetheart to know that this is her home and not go off into the bushes and end up coyote food. Look at what these devils are doing again. Oh my goodness. Oh, 5 acres, and they have to do this at the entrance to the garden. Hey. Now, it may be too late for our corn again, but I am going to just pull all I can, get it off the cobs, freeze it, and see what I can do with it. I might freeze dry some. Gonna have to get another picking of beans at least. Look at this. I had to tie this. There's 2 tomato plants on the outside that I had to tie all the way over to here. I had them tied to this fence, but they still fell over. These tomatoes are so heavy. Now, we have 1 single tomato turning red. Oh, I was excuse me, out here pruning them again, and look at this. I mean, it was only a week or so ago these looked like sticks again. I have a pail holding this one up. It's so huge. Tons and tons of tomatoes, but they're not red yet. Look at them all. So the good news is this year, a couple years ago, I actually took them all, put them in flat boxes, took them in and put them in the window in the new kitchen, and they all turned red. So there's just bunches of them. So now this year we'll be able to put them in the greenhouse in the full sun. Look at that thing. I didn't get a tomato cage. They're like octopuses. Octopi? Octopus? Anyway, look at this. I really need to get some tomatoes this year. We are getting low on them. I didn't do them last year, and that's why I'm doing them this year. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to prune these, but I am not seeing anything turning red yet. Come on, guys. Hoping it stays warm. Look at this monster.